What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to a game over Gurkhaman. I am, of course, Gurkhaman. This is Dark Souls. Get my border side out. We're going to be fighting the Belfry Gargoyles today. I have with me my boulder sword, and just for shits and giggles, I'm going to also try the catch pole, because I've never really got the chance to experiment with it, so I'd like to, I don't know, mess around with it a little bit, see how it goes. So, speaking of see how it goes, let's, now this hasn't had any upgrades to it. It requires Twinkling Titanite, which isn't an infinite resource, although later on in the game it does become much more easy to get a hold of. So, there is that, but, let's see what it does to these Skelebros up here. So yeah, I could upgrade this. I think I've got enough to upgrade it to +1, but I don't know. Twinkling Titanite, I might want to use it for something else. I just don't know yet. Alright, let's see how this does. Alright, no upgrades. Oh shit! That was tight! Now, here's the thing about weapons like the... Oh shit! What? No upgrades. Alright. Okay, without it, okay, I'm gonna go upgrade this actually. Here's the thing about, this weapon. If I hit things with the stick part instead of that round part, basically the damage it'll do will be much, much less, which makes a lot of sense. In fact, it makes somewhat perfect sense, all things considered. But, yeah, wow, that's interesting. That's cool. I'm digging this. I'm digging this weapon. I didn't know what to think at first, because when you use a weapon, if you don't hit anything, you get that sort of like feedback thing where it's like, oh, the momentum's still there, which is a really nice touch. But, you don't really know how it is until you hit something with it. So let's... Oh, I don't want to do that. I want a reinforced weapon. Titanite catch pole +1. Yes, please. Alright. Oh, wait! I can upgrade it again? Really? All I need is 2,000 souls? I don't have enough souls. But... Ooh, do I farm for them just to see what it's like? Maybe... Maybe I could. Maybe I could do that. I can get 2,000 souls here pretty quick, so I can get this upgraded. I'm really curious, because I mean, like, the Belfry Gargoyles, at this point in my playing, are the most difficult boss by a large margin. But I am curious to see how much damage this thing will do to him. So I'm going to quickly farm for those 2,000 souls I need. Actually, while I'm here, I'm going to use Soul of a Proud Knight. How many is that? Oh, what do you know? That's already 2,000. Never mind. Let's get that other upgrade. Oh, this will be fun. I'm excited. I'm excited to see how this weapon does. Like I said, like, there are much better halberd. I believe it's considered a halberd weapon. I better check that. I don't want to be misleading people. Regular damage, descaling. Yeah, it's considered a halberd. I know there are other halberds in the game, but I mean, this thing's rare, so to pick this up... And, yeah, I'm excited to fuck around with this. You know, it's exciting when you get new things. Sorry for this, like, jumbled introduction to this episode. I was just expecting to go up and just fight the fucking gargoyles, and now I'm like, ah, you know what, I'm gonna fuck around with this catch pole. You know, because I wonder, that's one of my goals for this particular series, is to mess around with a bunch of weapons that I don't normally get to muck around with. Wait, what? This already does 150? Really? Whoops. Yeah, wow. This already does 150, just... Wow, okay. Alright, well, let's go see the gargoyles, I suppose, and see what they have to say about this. Just gonna save here, just in case. Check how much damage it does to these guys up here again. I am excited. But yeah, I always have my Boulder Knight sword, like I said, that's my favorite. Even though the damage is a lot less than what this thing dishes out, its scaling with dexterity makes it more exciting for me, or more comfortable for me. Sorry, just got a message from the missus asking me what I wanted for dinner. Didn't want to leave her hanging. She's got to order when she's got to order. Alright. So my main, yeah, 229, fuck me. So I mean, yeah, like I said, this thing has descaling, so its base stats are going to be helpful early on in the game, but later on, because of its lower scaling, as my stats increase, its damage output won't increase. So its stats will always be higher than my Boulder Knight sword, but the scaling of my stats will cause my Boulder Knight sword to do more overall damage, if that makes sense. It took me a long time to like work the system out. Oh my god, this is just ripping everyone a new hole. Oh, and this is the thing about Dark Souls 2, right? Because it's got that reputation for being really difficult. When you get something like this, and you find yourself just like decimating everything, the fact that the game is, you know, challenging, makes moments like this, when all of a sudden you seem to be overpowered as fuck, so satisfying. And I mean, this thing's using hardly any stamina, which is awesome. Alright, let's finish this last guy off with a little stabby stab. Oh, I'm excited. This weapon has me so pumped. And now it's just I'll get really cocky and I'll get absolutely obliterated by these bastards up here. Oh man, no, I am legitimately like very excited. There's a lot of weapons I've fucked around with, but I haven't put enough time into the game doing New Game Plus and that sort of thing to oh yeah, we can get Soler to help us too if we want. No, I want to do it all on my own. What was I gonna say? Yeah, when I do get something like a rare drop like this, like that's. I mean, the Boulder Side Sword that I love is a relatively rare drop, but you can farm for it. This, you can't farm for, and to get it on the very first Titanite demon I've killed, that is unreal. Alright, and this is the part of the game where most people give up. And we'll see how I go this time. I'll either do really well or do really poorly. Absolutely love the design of this guy. Oh my god. Wrecked! Dude, you got nothing. And the reach! Oh man, he does a lot of damage to my stamina, I'll give him that. So yeah, mind you, this is the boss fight where a lot of people give up on the game. Ow. Our fire friend's here now. He will come down whenever this guy reaches half health. Thankfully, he himself only has half health. This fight is actually very reminiscent of a very unpopular fight in Demon Souls, which is the... oh, missed. The fight against the... oh my god, I've forgotten what they're called. These two douchebags. I forget what their name is. Oh, I can't really see what's happening. Alright, one's down. You can also cut off this guy's tail over here. Is it this one or the other one? No, I killed him. I wanted to cut off his tail. You can cut off one of these guys' tails and get the Gargoyle halberd, which is another pretty decent weapon, I think. Wow. So like I said, that is the boss fight where most people give up on Dark Souls. If you check the Steam achievements, that's where people generally give up. And we just absolutely obliterated it. And that's not because that fight is particularly easy, because it isn't. But because I'm a little bit more, like even if I just played with this sword, it would have been okay. I would have struggled a little bit more. But once you know what you're doing, this game, which is so notorious for being incredibly difficult, while I would never describe the game as easy, because I think that would be arrogant, it definitely becomes a lot more manageable, and you can definitely like plan for things a lot better. A lot of people come to this fight without ever learning how to, there's a blacksmith down there, but they don't take the time to like level up their weapons. If you try to do this boss fight without leveling up your weapons, you're going to have a really, really, really bad time. Unless you're a magic user. And I think this boss fight's here to really teach you. That's why they've put it here. Actually, what can we see from up here? So that's the old church down there. Do you get much of a view from up here? Do a bit. That's Sans Fortress over there. We'll be going there in a little while. Quite a few more episodes to go before that. And I'll wander up there. I think the reason they put these gargoyles right next to the blacksmith was to kind of tell people, hey, if you're struggling, maybe you should talk to this blacksmith and get your weapons upgraded. On my first playthrough, that didn't sink in straight away, and so I eventually beat those gargoyles with like a +2 weapon, which, you know, you can do. People do Souls level 1 runs of this game now. It can be done, but the game's often hard because there's so much extra learning you have to do. There is a lot of extra learning you have to do, and some of it the game doesn't really tell you. That's what wikis and stuff are for. But, yeah. Anyway, the point is, if you do your research, you can make the game much easier for yourself. But your first playthrough is always going to be difficult, even if you do your research first. Like, that's just how it is. And I think that's how it should be. And I think the game would be a lot less satisfying if that wasn't the case.
Greetings. I am Oswald of Karim, the partner. Thou art a friend. For thee, a warm welcome. Cometh thou to confess, or to accuse? For indeed all sin is my domain.
This guy... Oh, let me suggest you. Well, what is it? Interesting character. If you get... I believe... He doesn't deal with curse. He does sell purging stones. I'm going to buy one of those just because they're very useful. I believe he's a very multiplayer, like his covenant's very multiplayer focused. Velka's talisman, medium for casting miracles of the gods. This black tuft of hair that serves as a talisman belongs to Velka, goddess of sin. It casts miracles not by drawing upon faith but intelligence, which is an interesting little thing. Still some interesting stuff. He's got the blood bite ring. One of the infamous bite rings commissioned by Sir Astor of Karim. Despite the dreadful rumors surrounding its creation, this ring is an unmistakable asset in its ability to prevent bleeding. Bleeding is not something I ever really found myself struggling with in this game, but for those who are, you know, that's good to have. The poison bite ring, one of the infamous bite rings commissioned by Sir Astor of Karim. Despite the dreadful rumors surrounding its creation, this ring is an unmistakable asset in its ability to help prevent poison. That ring is incredibly helpful going into Blighttown, which we will be venturing into, but there are other ways of dealing with the poison in Blighttown, so I'm not too worried about it. There's also the Ring of Sacrifice, which we've already had one of those. He also sells Karmic Justice, which is a miracle, but it's black, which is interesting. Miracle of the Black-Haired Witch Velka. Temporary auto-counter versus heavy damage. For each sin there is a punishment, and it's the task of the goddess Velka to define the sin and mate out the punishment. Yeah, a lot of this stuff is multiplayer focused in terms of this stuff here, but the Book of the Guilty, checklist of indicated players. The goddess of sin Velka oversees this list of guilty who have disrespected the gods or their covenants and shall one day face the wrath of blades of the Dark Moon. The Dark Moon is a covenant you can join, and I think, because I never really got into the PvP for Dark Souls, but I think when you're in that covenant, that's a covenant based around invading other people's worlds. Also, the Indictment. Slip sold by Bishop of Velka, goddess of sin. If you are killed by an invader, use this report a crime of that trespasser. The indicated player will be added to a list of unfortunate souls who will one day be faced the wrath of the blades of the Dark Moon. So if you face someone in PvP and they do something fucky, you can add them to that list, and other people will invade them and make their day pretty bad, which is kind of interesting. Lastly, we have the Purging Stone, which I will be buying one of these. Ash-colored stone encasing a skull. Secret treasure of Astor, the Earl of Karim. Reduces curse build-up and breaks curse. Humans are helpless against curses and can only redirect their influence. The Purging Stone does not dispel curses, but receives them as a surrogate. The stone itself was once a person or some other being. And that's an interesting little piece of lore there with that. The way curses work, you can't get rid of it, you can't break a curse in Dark Souls, you can only give it to someone else. And so the Purging Stones basically allow you to give that curse to the stone instead of another player, which I don't think you can curse other players. Curse, if you're wondering, is an instant death, and then after that it kind of fucks with your maximum health It just makes the game overall much more difficult. Being cursed sucks, and when we go into the sewers, we could potentially be getting cursed a bit, so we'll avoid that. Now, as what we just did, we rang the first Bell of Awakening. You don't have to ring this one first, but as I said in many episodes ago, I'm playing this in very much the same order as most people would on their very first playthrough of the game. And that is generally the first Bell of Awakening most players will find. So there is another one of those, but if you're playing online, which I'm not, you will also hear the bell ring when other players ring it. Other players that are playing on the same server as you, that is. Which is a pretty neat little touch in my books. But hey, we've done that. That's all good. So now, where are we at? 16 minutes. Now we can make our way back to Firelink Shrine, I think, and we'll see what's happening there. So I'm going to walk back. Oh wait, no, there's a new path we can take, isn't there? That's right. Oh, actually, there's a couple of different bonfires we can access now. I think we could have accessed them earlier, but actually, let's see how this does against these guys. Curious. Yep, that looks about right. Whoop! Hey! Thanks for the drops earlier. Oh, and they died. They died very easily. Wow, 9,000 souls still, even after buying that purging stone. Good work, Dan. Oh, I know what we haven't done yet. There's some Black Knights around we can get rid of. Let's do that, shall we? Alright, that first Black Knight is one that we missed down here. I'm just going to get all these guys' attention because I don't care about them anymore because I don't feel like they pose much of a threat to me. They'll probably still, now that I've done that. Whoa! I knew something would happen. See, what happens is you get arrogant and then bad shit happens. How about instead we just rest at this bonfire? And level up a little bit. I'll keep working on my endurance. I want that quick roll back, actually, and I'll put my dexterity up. Put up my dexterity to help with my scaling of my boulder sword. Still mid-rolling. Solaire eventually turns up here, but I forget what the trigger is to get him to do that. Hey! What's up? Dead! Yes, there is a Black Knight up here we can face. After we take care of this bozo. Come here! Yeah, you can see that only did 72 damage, and that's because I hit him with the stick instead of with the blade. Alright, now let's come up here. This is a really shitty place to fight. You can hear a guy stomping around up here. It is this Black Knight. Oh! That's not doing as much damage as I thought it might. Still, that attack is brutal and really messes with your stamina. Ow. For some reason I really thought I'd be doing more damage to you than I am. Ow, fuck me. Yeah, he's still tough. He's still a tough old thing. I'm going to unlock him and I'm going to come down here. He should follow me. I want somewhere where there's a little more space to fight. Sippy sippy! Coming down. Attaboy. Attaboy. If you're really good at backstabs, you can take care of these guys very early on in the game. I've just seen plenty of people just go straight up to them and... Ooh, another Black Knight shield! Boo! I've already got one! Anyway. Instead of wasting another Estus. That dragon's still dead, isn't he? Yeah. Alright, so there was another one of these guys. Over this way. Dragon's not respawning? No. Wait, no, I just heard his wings. Oh shit, he's back! I did not expect him to come back like that. Oh shit. It's kind of weird the way that dragon's triggers work sometimes. They're a bit wonky. Sometimes at the best of times they're still a bit... Oh, really? That's a bit shit. Heal up. kind of want him to come down so he's not going to torch me while I run to the other side of this doorway here. How much damage is this going to do? Oh, Jesus. That was a stupid thing to do, Dan. Why'd you do that? Uh-oh. Hit him in the face! This is not going well. Oh, I'm gonna die here. The flames are gonna kill me. Oh wait! Oh no, the dragon's gonna kill me. That works too. I hate dealing with this guy sometimes. Goddamn archers. Alright, the dragon's buggered off, so I'm gonna run. Okay, they can't shoot that far. We picked up a key earlier on which allows us to come down. That's where we came in, but now we can come down the basement. Very exciting. And once we're down in the basement, which there is a long drop for. Yes, please. And I'm a hollow. I hate being hollow just because of my face. Can't wait till I can wear a helm, then I won't care as much anymore. I just don't like looking at my hollowed out face. It's not appealing to me. Alright, when you get down here, you can come back up here and across all these wonderful, wonderful stairs to the worst door in the game, which opens out this way for some dumb reason. But, take the time to come through here, you'll find yourself back at our first major bonfire from the Undead Burg. Isn't that lovely? Oh, wraparound game design. Ain't she a beauty? So, the last thing we're going to do in this episode is kill the other Black Knight I was talking about, and he can be found over here. We could have taken him on at the start of the game, but I chose not to because I'm an idiot. As I say is I like decimate what is considered to be one of the more difficult bosses in the early game, and then getting murdered by fucking hollows over here. How embarrassing. Now let's come up here. Everyone's chasing us. Jolly good. Keep it up, fellas. Yep. Just keep throwing your shit at me. Oh, now I get a short sword. I had to buy mine. Kill this archer up here just for using. The thing about archers is, if they get you while you're fighting someone else, they'll stagger you. Getting staggered while you're trying to swing your sword is a good way to get yourself murdered. Oh, damn. I haven't actually tried using that attack on anyone yet. I'm curious to see how well it does. But I get the feeling these guys are not the right guys to be using it on. Oh, you're behind me! Oh, you did follow me. You asshole. This thing is beastly! Now, the other Black Knight, the first one, it's just down here. Cheeky devil. This guy is guarding a ring. Oh, speaking of which, we picked up that poise ring in that other episode, and I haven't even showed it off yet. Alright. I find the ones of these with these swords much easier to deal with than the ones with the big, that guy that was dealing with the other sword. This guy doesn't seem to do that big, like, sweep attack, for whatever reason. Black Knight Sword, that is another rare drop. What is up with all these rare drops I'm getting? I've only ever had that one other time before. Oh my god. So, let's have a look at these rings that I picked up. Why is that on my thing? Anyway. We picked up, yes, the Black Knight Sword, which is this bad boy. You can see its base damage is 220, and it scales with strength, but requires 20 strength and 18 dexterity to wield. I don't like it because it's too damn heavy and slow. Great sword of the Black Knights who wander Lordran used to face Chaos Demons. A large motion that puts the weight of the body into the attack reflects the great size of the adversaries long ago. That's the word I was trying to say. Adversaries. We also picked up 2 rings. We picked up the blue Tearstone ring just then. The rare gem called Tearstone has the uncanny ability to sense imminent death. This blue Tearstone from Katarina boosts the defense of its wearer when in danger. So when you're low on health, that kicks in. Also, the Wolf Ring, one of the special rings granted to the 4 Knights of Gwyn. The Wolf Ring belongs to Artorias the Abyss Walker. Artorias had an unbendable will of steel and was unmatched with the Greatsword. It boosts your poise. Now, poise is good. I don't have any rings, so I'm going to equip both of these. Poise is good in the sense that if you have high poise, when you get hit with a heavy attack, it's not going to do as much to you, basically, in terms of blocking you. Also, this is why I don't like I don't currently have the stats to wield this thing properly. I can do it two-handed. It's slow and cumbersome, and like, look at that wind-up time on this. Like, this sword is literally like death. Like I said, its base stats 220 fucking attack, but God, using it's just not for me. I tried, and even in the early areas of the game, I was just getting wiped out. I just couldn't get used to the timings. It was too much for me. So I abandoned it. Which some of you might think that makes me a baby, and maybe it does. Maybe it does. Alright, so I'm going to... Oh, you guys are following me now. Hello! Actually, I wonder if the reason this thing does so much damage, I wonder what its durability is like. That's a good question, Dan. Let's quickly check that before we finish up this episode. Because the weapon durability on that might bite me in the ass. Let's have a look-see. Its durability is 600. Oh my god. Its durability is great. Never mind. Alright, that's going to be it for this episode. Next time we are going to venture down into the depths of the Undead Burg. I hope you'll join me for that. I hope you're enjoying the series. Let me know in the comments below. I am having a fantastic time. I'm getting some sick drops this time, which is awesome. Very exciting. Yeah, thanks for joining me. I hope you're having a great day and a great week. I look forward to catching you next time. Peace out, and as always, have a good one.